hello, welcome. This should be okay. Yes, we're on properly now. Okay, that's great. Didn't know what was going on there before. Right, looks like I'm gonna have to move back. Okay, so how are you? How are you doing? Let's start with that. How are you in this moment? How are you feeling?
Yeah. Optimistic. Been very busy, couple of days, but very optimistic and working towards achieving the collective goals together. Yeah.
Okay. So, tell us your origin story, because a lot of people who are going to be joining the live
Right.
probably don't know too much about you. You know, this may be their first time coming across you. They may have seen you at the protest. I've certainly come across you at the protest. They may have seen pictures of you, videos of you, but they may have not had a chance to interact with you. So tell us your origin story.
Thank you very much. My name is let me say my colonial name is Moses Martin, and I had to kind of change my name at the point. And my dad had to tell me, like, listen, this is when I heard the history of how my name came about. I had to change it. But the Moses part I got prophecy to it. But the Martins part got something to do with the Portuguese that came over to Lagos then when they were building the Costain. So my dad was part of the engineers that work on the Costain in Lagos. And part of the requirement then, before you can get a job then, is to kind of convert your religion.
Wow.
You need to change your name. So they gave my dad a baptism name of Martin. In England, in English, it's Martin without an S. But in Portugal, it's with an S. So I got a lot of people asking me if I got Portuguese history, ancestors. I said, I don't know. But the main thing is, that's where I got the name from. So I was born in the northern part of Nigeria, the north. So I'm Yoruba, Zaria, Kaduna State.
Oh wow! Okay. So are you of northern heritage, or were you just born there?
I was just born there. No northern heritage whatsoever. I was just born in the north because our dad moved from the south to the north, you know, to get work there. And so I was born there. So I grew up in that northern environment. You get what I mean? I grew up with a northern perception about life. So that kind of influenced my growing up. So I went to military school as a kid.
Oh, wow.
They call it the army. It's a military school. It's an army command school in Zaria. So that was where my life journey started, from primary school. So I encountered a lot of challenges growing up. I've seen a lot of things that I don't pray anyone go through those experiences, because they changed my life. You get me? They changed everything about my life. So in the time they gave birth to us in the north, there's always religious violence. There's always clashes. There's always problems. But I couldn't understand them because I was growing up. Not until now that I was able to fathom, I was able to connect the dots, and I was able to figure out, like, okay, these things that were happening then is a result of this. There's no child, there's no kid that's meant to live in that environment.
Yeah.
You know, we've been taken away from the windows most time of our classes. We've been pulled out from the window just to escape the religious crisis.
Wow.
So I know a lot of people, it is terrible. That's why I'm passionate about what I'm doing, because a lot of people don't have this experience. A lot of people don't know what the problem is. But just because I've been to that environment, I've lived in that environment. I live with the houses all my life.
Yeah.
You know, and I know the experiences there is very, very toxic environment.
Okay. So when did you move from the north? When did you migrate away from the north? Did you move straight to the UK, or did you move to other part of Nigeria?
No, I moved to other part of Nigeria when I left the north. So when I left the north, I went to Osun State.
At what age?
I was 19. So I started looking after myself anyway at the age of 12.
How come?
Yeah, that's what the north caused. That's why I wanted to talk more about the north before I moved to my other story, because people got to understand where we're coming from. You know, where's the anger and the annoyance coming from? People were killed in front of me. My friends were murdered in front of me. Coming back from school because you're a Christian or because you're Yoruba, people like the Hausas will attack you. You know, there's low level of education in the north. So you see a beggar that has 5 wives. A beggar has 5 wives. He can't even fend for himself. So when he has 5 wives now, there's a lot of problem going through because he can't look after them. So those are the little kids that they call the alumajiri, the beggars.
Okay.
So they're the one that go from houses to houses to beg for food, to beg for alms.
Yeah.
So those are the people now that the politician, the rich men use as an instrument to inflict violence on people that are not from their environment.
Yeah. It's the father of the agenda, isn't it?
But yeah, it's been like that. It's been like that. I can say the North has more favoritism with the colonial master just because the North got a larger space, the Lord got a huge land, the North got a huge population. So I moved from there after all those experiences. I moved over to Osun State. So when I moved to Osun State, my auntie lives in Osun State. So she got a restaurant in Joseph Ayobabalola University. It's a private university that's owned by CAT, Christ Apostolic Church. So I was there managing the restaurants for a while. I was able to network a lot of the young people there as well when I was working with them. So after I left Osun State, I moved to Ibadan, where my late brother resided. My late brother was Olushola Martins. He was the business development manager, Southwest for FCMB. So he brought me over, and since then we started planning how you're gonna travel, how you're gonna do stuff, what's the next plan? Because I just felt like I wasn't connecting that much. There was something still missing. So all my life has been adventure. All my life have been experiences that have shaped who I am today.
What did you think was missing?
Yeah, I'm connecting the dots now. So when I was in Ibadan, my brother was like, "Oh, I know you love music because I do music. I love music." And he's like, "I know you love music. I've got contact with Puffy that produced the hit banger Yahoo So he was
on.
Yeah, Olumentendo. So he was made in that video. So he connected me with Puffy so I can learn more about music. So it was when I got to Puffy, I met a lot of people, you know, that trained me, that educated me, that supported me. Though I was the youngest of the crew then. So it was from Lagos now that I moved to the UK in 2000.
At what age?
I was 22. I was in 2009. So I moved to the UK as a student. So I was studying computer science because I've always been a tech person and I love technology as well. So I did computer science. I finished that. I started working with the airport. I worked as a aviation security in Gatwick Airport for 7 years. So during that time of 7 years that I worked in Gatwick Airport, I was able to talk to other people. I was able to network with a lot of people. I can say the black community within the airport, out of like 5,000 people, I think the black community was about a percentage or 2%. So there was a little part of us within the airport community. So I was able to relate, have a conversation, some deep conversation with other people that were born here. So there's always been the case of them trying to challenge me and think like, why are you so different? Why are you so ambitious? Why are you so smart? Why are you so always focused? And I'm trying to tell them that it's my experience, it's my growing up that shaped me to who I am. So
moving to the UK from, I mean, because your story or your history in Nigeria wasn't the most straightforward. You moved from Zaria to Osun to Lagos and finally the UK. Moving to the UK, was it much of a culture shock to you? Did you feel out of place when you stepped into this environment?
Yes, I did. I did feel out of place. I didn't know how to get a Oyster card. I didn't know how to get on the bus. I didn't know how to get on the train. And just to remind you, I didn't know anyone in the UK. I came by myself. There's none of my family, friends, anyone yet.
Where did you live?
I live in Elephant Castle then.
By yourself?
No. There was a Jamaican lady. Then in Elephant Castle that's got a little room, like a single room for students. So she's been doing the business for a while. So I kind of spoke to her and she like, yeah, that's fine. So I was living with the Jamaican lady. So I had to learn a lot as well from the Jamaican lady because we have a lot of similarity in cultures and traditions. So I kind of learned a lot from her because she was my first contact in the UK, and she's a person that doesn't have a husband or kid. So I was more or less like an adopted son to her. Though she's got her own lifestyle that I don't want even to talk on camera, but I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot from her.
Moving to the UK then, being such a culture shock, how did you manage to connect that back to your roots? Because I can see that you're still very passionate about your country, you're passionate about your heritage, you're still very connected. How did you manage to stay connected and stay grounded to a heritage that you're so disconnected from, you know, from all the different parts of being displaced?
Yeah. Like most people know from Nigeria, if you come into the UK, people will advise you differently. People will give you a lot of advice. So when I moved here, the first advice they gave me was to go and join the church. So they say, if you join the church, you will find a community of people that can support you and help you. So I joined the church in Peckham, the Redeemed Church in Peckham. So when I joined the church, I was trying to network with people, talk to people, and I found out that some of my friends from school as well. Two of my friends from my school in the UK, they from the church. But the difference within us, they have brothers and sisters and cousins. I don't have anyone. So all I have to do is I watch a lot of Yoruba movies just to keep up with the culture. So I still speak Yoruba. I try to call my family back home to speak Yoruba because I felt a little bit disconnected with everything. So I've never seen the snow before. That was a huge challenge for me as well. So I was like, okay, the only way I can stay true to myself is not to forget my roots. So I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for the past 6 years. And the only food I consume is just organic food. So
why did you make that decision?
To eat organic food? No, it's always been with me growing up.
So to be vegetarian, because it's not the most Nigerian thing when it comes to, so I mean, especially when you're moving about, Nigerians are such carnivores. So what did that come about?
It's a spiritual awakening, I think. It's a spiritual awakening. So I did a lot of research, and I found out that I was going through a lot of stress while I was working at the airport. My shifts were crazy. It wasn't the airport's fault. It was my choice. I chose the shift because I needed money. So I couldn't sleep. The shift pattern wasn't that balanced. So I was thinking, how can I sleep? So I was buying drugs and tablets just to make me sleep. But I was finding out that this thing can ruin me. This can shut me down. And I'm not the only person going through that. There was a lot of people at my work as well. They were stressed. People here are stressed. People here, they find a lot of things very difficult. So I started to do a lot of research. Then I found out just a day, I went to order food and they put chicken in my food. And me looking at the chicken, it just came to me like, okay, this is it. You're not going to eat meat anymore.
Oh, wow. That's very direct. So having moved to the UK, having had a culture shock, having had a lot of changes to go through, you mentioned that while you were in Lagos, at the back of your mind, you had been introduced to music. So that's something you always wanted to pursue. Of course, now we know you as a musician. At what point did you join working at the airport together and moving firmly into music and actually saying, okay, I'm going to give this a very good shot and give my focus to this?
Thank you. So my closest brother is like my twin. We're very close. So when he died from leukemia, then even before he died, he was in India for a stem transplant because he had leukemia. So they had to do stem transplant, blood transfusion for him. So he was in coma for like 2 weeks. And there was another elder brother that was staying with him then. And he was, my brother called me, not the one sick, the other one called me, and he was telling me like, listen, your brother in coma he's just been calling your name. And it's not just calling your name, he's calling your name and he's telling you from the coma that you need to sing. You need to sing. You need to sing. And I'm thinking, come on, let the dude just get well and just get on. I'm doing my job now at the airport. I don't want to think about music now. Because he was the music person, my late brother. He was a choir master. He knows more about music. Why me? I know nothing. But he's always believed in me that I can do it. So when I moved over here, when I was at the airport, there was a freestyle that we were doing at work. And I saw all the guys, they were doing the freestyle, joining in. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna join in. And they were like, nah, you can't sing. And I was like, whoa, rah, 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 rah. Don't judge me. Don't judge a book by its cover. Give me a shot. Give me a shot. Then they said, oh yeah, okay. Then I joined in there. Then after I did it for like 2 minutes, they were like, everybody was like shocked, like, raw, bro, you should do music. You should. But then there was no conviction whatsoever that I was gonna do music. Not until when I now met Andrew Bello, the gospel Afrobeat artist. So Andrew Bello said, oh, let's work together. Because then I was more Christian and I was more religious focused. So he said, let's do music, let's do gospel. So we did gospel, we're doing it together, did a couple of shows, got paid, we're getting bookings and all that because we worked together there. But it got to a point that I know inside of me that I'm not being true to myself.
What do you mean by that?
Because I saw a lot of hypocrisy within the Christian environment. I saw a lot of things that I felt like, no, even if God was here now, or even the Jesus was here now, he wouldn't tolerate what you guys are doing. He wouldn't like this. There's a lot of nepotism. There's a lot of policy and politics going on in there. So I decided to quit gospel and just go secular. Then I did a couple of songs. I did Show Up in 2018. It went over in London. I've been to I've been at BBC. I've been to Ben TV. I've been to did it website, mainstream radio. I've been there, so it went well for me. That gave me a lot of confidence. That, raw, because I didn't have the confidence that I could do music then. But it gave me a lot. It gave me a lot of boost. That yeah, come on, you can do this. So I started doing circular music. But for the past, for like a year now, I've kind of taken a break because I got a lot going on at the moment, trying to find my parts, trying to find my calling, trying to find who I am. So then it was too many things going on. But right now, I think for the last couple of weeks, I've been able to phantom that, listen, music is spiritual. My grandfather was a musician. So he's been in the family culture. So I felt like, okay, this is like a calling for me. I have to go back to the music. But now, the priority and my objective changed. I wasn't going there to do music now just to make money. I wanted to speak through music. I wanted to impact people's life through music. I wanted to change people's perception through my music. There's a lot of music going out there. Love this, baby girl, bumba. It's fine. It's nice. It's not a bad thing. You know, but if you the people I take my inspiration from, the two artists ever that took my inspiration, Tupac and Fela Kuti. So and I listen to them. I hear, because I do poetry. I recite poem and present poem. That's why I love Tupac. So and I start listening to a lot of music, and I think like none of this music is impacting Africa. None of this music is, you know, is sending a message to Africa of who we are. Not of recently. So I decided to, I'm gonna start using much of my dialect. I'm going to start using much of my life experience. I'm going to start telling the story of Africa to the world through my music.
I mean, speaking of truth to power, anyone who doesn't know, over the last month, since Independence Day, something has been brewing in Nigeria specifically. And then from the 8th of October, things have kicked off in Nigeria, and the Endsars protest has been widely publicized. And now we're at the point where lives have been threatened, people have gone into hiding, people have escaped. Now, speaking about that situation, what shifted your focus? Not so much shifted, but now you're sort of firmly footing into activism. I've been to a couple of protests and I've seen you're quite prominent, you're quite outspoken. Yeah, you know, you got the,
maybe because you got your mask on,
speakers around it. What sort of shifted, or what prompted you rather to shift from whatever you were doing to give your attention and your focus to the Endsars movement? Because there's an Endsars movement in Lagos, and now there's an Endsars movement in the UK. And even though it seems like in Nigeria, fear is coming into the picture and people are slowing down, in the UK, that's not the situation yet. What made you shift your focus and lend your voice to this movement?
Thank you. Just something I've known about my life growing up. I hate injustice.
Mm-hmm.
I hate oppression.
Mm-hmm.
I hate bullying. So it's always grown up. It's something that's been part of me and I can't change it. I like to help people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people on my life, a lot of people on my Instagram, they can say, a lot of my friends knows that. And this is not my first protest. I've been protesting since 2010. Just 3 months when I got to the UK, I started protesting.
What were you protesting about?
Yeah, the first protest was when Yaradua was missing. Just like now, Buhari for me is missing. When Yaradua was missing. So then they were like, Nigerians, we need to come together and go and protest in the Nigerian house. And I was like, yeah, why not? I'll go. And my friends were like, no, don't do that. It's going to give you a bad image. But I was like, no, it's got to do with my country. Then, listen, this is a court duty. I need to go there. I need to be there. So I went there with Kayode Ogundaisi. I don't know if you know the activist, Kayode Ogundaisi.
Name rings a bell.
Yeah. Then Olamide Idowu. Those are the people that were leading the process there in the Nigerian house. So I was there, and I was the person that spoke in Hausa because they needed a translator for Hausa. So I did that. And Kayode Ogundaisi looked at me and he was like, wow, there is something inside of you. I can tell you now. You just need to find it at the right time. It will come to you. And I was like, okay, whatever. I never believe anything anyone tells me, because I know my journey has been passionate. My journey has just been destined by my ancestors. My journey has been destined by Olodumare. So when Abdul Muttalib wanted to blow American airline, that they arrested him at the airport. So then Nigeria been labeled as terrorists all over the world. So there was a protest then as well. So I went to that protest. I had the experience. I saw people shouting and screaming. And our High Commissioner didn't even come out to acknowledge us. So that has always been in my mind, like, okay, this is not right. And at the moment, again, after those protests, I'm trying to bring the story of how the activism came. I live in the UK. I have friends that are British citizens, both black and white. I know the right of every citizen. I know the right even of a dog. I can never kill a dog in the UK. I can never kill a chicken in the UK. You hear me? So I know the laws, and I see how these people support their citizens. UK is like 60 million. It's not even up to the entire south region of Nigeria. But they're very coordinated. They look after their people. They support their people. And this give me the courage, like, what's going on in my country? You and I understand from the fact that you live in the UK, people from Nigeria will put pressure on you to send money to them. I'm the only person here out of my generation, out of my family. I'm the only person that God sent to this land, and he sent me here for a reason. So back home, I got families, nephews, nieces, cousins, up to like 50 of them. And just because I'm in the UK, they think things are a little bit more easier for me. So I support them back home. I send so much money back home. So when there's a cry from back home, it's the duty for me to stick up. It is the duty for me to stand for the people back home. Because these people back home, these are my families. I don't say people here are not my family, but we're not that connected like people from back home. So when I start hearing about the SARS of a thing, I've had the experience before. I've had the experience with SARS.
Can you share your experience with us?
Thank you. I went to Nigeria November last year. And as soon as I got to the airport, they drove me back home. I wanted to get food. So I didn't want to drive because it's not far away. It's Sensation in Festa. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take a bike. So I took a bike. You know, as I was coming in front of Sweet Sensation, just coming down from the bike, there was no tracking. There was no traces. There was no information leak. There was nothing. The SARS guy just stopped me because of the way I was dressed, because of my jeans, and because of my shirt. There's a hoodie. And they're like, my boss wants to speak to you. They identify themselves. They're like, we are self-operative. Our boss would like to speak to you. And I was like, what have I done? And he's like, no, just come to the car and speak. But they don't know me. Like, there is nobody on this planet that will derive me of my rights or deprive me of it. It's not possible. I will fight for my right to the last drop of my blood. So when I got to the vehicle, they told me, get inside. I was like, I will not get inside your car. I don't know you. Though you show me your ID card, anyone can make up an ID card on the road, anywhere. You're not putting on police uniform. You're not going in a police van. This is just a car. How can I differentiate that you're not kidnapper or something? The next thing is like, okay, we need to search you. I didn't want to, I didn't want to say no because I know what they can do. They've got a right to do that. So they searched me, took up my wallet, searched inside my wallet. They requested for my phone. They took my phone. For? Yeah, it is crazy. Nigerian, we are being oppressed. Africa, we're being oppressed even in our own land. So they took my phone. I have to unlock the phone. They go through all my messages and my pictures. This is my privacy. So after they did that, they didn't see anything. Then they told me, oh yeah, where you from? I was like, I'm from Nigeria, but I live in the UK. Boom. The guy started, hey, UK boy. I was like, what's that all about? Then they said, oh yeah, you're good now. We can't find anything on you because then I was consulting for the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. So I know the director of DSS and all those people. So I was like, no, I'm here on a job. I want to work with the airport. And they're like, okay, show us your ID card, show them everything. They're like, okay, it's clean. Find out something. I was like, okay, now, bro, that's not gonna happen. I ain't gonna find you nothing. Okay? Because if you have stopped me as a normal person and asked me, bro, I need some help as a human being, if I have it on me, I will give it to you. Don't try to pull on my intelligence.
Yeah, it's extortion.
It's extortion. So I did not, straight away, I told them, no, I'm not going to give it. I turned back. I just started moving. I was waiting for them to come and harass me or attack me, but they knew as well, like, that guy knows what he's talking about. So
and they left you alone?
Yeah, they left me alone.
Wow,
you need to see my friends when I escape. It's not, I'm not laughing with them because I know they're not my friends. You know the ones that are my friends? That is where tribalism come into Nigeria. If a policeman stop you on the road in Nigeria and you say to them, and you look at their name tag, and you see that it's Yahya, Musa, or Bello, and you speak their language to them, like, oh, yalla boy, they will leave you to go. I can tell you that I've done that a lot of times. Once they know you can speak their language, they will let you go.
So are you saying that a lot of the SARS operatives are part of the people who push the agenda of tribalism?
Definitely. Definitely. How many Hausa have been arrested by SARS that you've seen online? Tell me.
Not a lot, to be fair, but I mean, that's not to say that it doesn't happen. There's just none that I publicly can speak to.
It's not a lot because they give the Hausas, they love themselves very well. When I go to a suya joint, when I used to eat suya, and when I speak suya to them, when I speak Hausa to them, they give me more suya than anyone else. So people were asking me why. I said, because I can speak their language. So that is when I know this language barrier thing is a threat to these people. Is a threat in Nigeria. So then I start trying to educate people and let them listen. If an Hausa man stop you, if you can say Sanu or Yayade or Aboki, and a lot of them use it, they got free. But the people that can't speak it, they get penalized. The people that can't speak it, they get killed. The people that can't speak their language, they get extorted.
I mean, so how about people who get attacked on the spot? Because I've heard stories of, you know, where there wasn't even a chance or an opportunity to defend yourself or to speak to them. They've just been attacked on the spot, or stray bullets that have been shot at other people, or people have been driving in cars and they've been chased after and there's a hail of bullets. You know, that's happened to several people. How then do people explain that? But I suppose even more importantly, for the people in Nigeria who are going through these things, they have now reached a point where they're asking for justice. Now, I don't know if you watched the president's speech yesterday, and the vice president and the governor, and just all the conversation that's been going on over the last week especially. Do you feel like the Nigerian government is given an accurate response to the situation as it unfolds?
I'll categorically say no. Nigerian government, they failed Nigeria, they failed its youth, and they failed their history and ancestors. Because there is no policeman in a civilized world, this is 2020, that should be carrying rifle everywhere they go, every day. We are not under attack as a country. We understand that there's security threat in the country, but the security threat in the country, it's on the minimum without carrying rifle. It hasn't spiraled to where people can't sleep anymore. People can't, like in the south, I'm saying, and in the north, the security challenges that happen in the north, it's not right. So they're using those bases to judge the whole of Nigeria. If I'm Yoruba, if I'm Igbo, when they say Boko Haram, they'll say, your country's Boko Haram did this. Your country's Boko Haram did that. So I was like, okay, is Boko Haram of a thing that we're trying to fight? Nigeria was one of the strongest allies of the United Nations in Africa. Nigeria have done a lot of peacekeeping. Nigeria helped South Africa for apartheid. Nigeria won the Battle of Bakibian. We have solid warriors. We have solid soldiers. I've been to the army. I've been to NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy. My mates now are captains in the army. So I know.
Do you believe then that it's just Buhari's government? Well, not just, but Buhari's government is failing the nation, or is it that the entire system that needs to be restructured? Because
the entire system is not working. The entire system as a body is not working. Tell me when it has worked. You're Nigerian, just like me. Tell me when.
I can't tell you when it has worked. I've never seen a time where it's worked. I've never seen a time where it has worked.
We need to get another strategy. Yoruba, sorry to bring my Yoruba adage. You know, Yoruba say, it's not by force.
What does that mean? You gotta translate that in English.
Like if my masquerade get tired and said, Oba, I'm not gonna dance again, I can't force the masquerade to dance. You get what I mean? Yeah. So Nigerian is the masquerade that have been dancing since colonial era. And now is the time of the Nigerian youth of this generation. I'm so proud to be one of them, is saying, listen, this country is not working. Our top politicians, they have houses in London, in Geneva, in America. They know how the advanced country work. They know how this modernization, civilization,
and their children, a lot of their children are also here in other countries.
They know this stuff. They just want the poor to keep suffering. They want the poor to get poorer. They want the rich to get richer. Just it. Because it's not that difficult to make Nigeria great.
So do you think it's a game of wealth or a game of power? Because we have seen in Nigeria that sometimes it's not one and the same. You know, sometimes they're not the same person, or it's not the same body. Is it a game of wealth or is it a game of power?
Before I can answer that question, whether it's a game of power or a game of wealth, I'll give you a recap of the Nigerian history. So from there, we can summarize if it's a game of power or a game of wealth. Let me start. Okay, the British colony then invaded the south of Nigeria. They captured our warriors. They captured a lot of people that were shipped down to America. They captured the south. After they captured the south, then they went to Calabar, the east, and in the riverine area. They captured them. Before they now say, okay, that's Lord Lugard doing all these things.
And then moved to the north. I'm familiar with history.
They went to the north to conquer the north. So they now sat down in the Parliament House in the United Kingdom, House of Lords, I don't really care, to bring up a plan. That's why I keep telling people we need to watch the documentary of the journey of an African colony on Netflix. Yeah. So they put us together because they know that there will be more economic benefit if there's a huge population of people coming together, rather than saying, you know, south, you can be here, where east, you can be here, north, you can be there. So they merge us together. And a lady gave us the name. The wife of the murderer, Flora Shaw, gave us the name. And the derivation of the name comes from a Niger area. the Negus area. That's where the name Nigeria comes from. And names are very powerful. The name called a nigger has some dark energy attached to it. That's why people don't like them being referred to as niggers. That was how we became Nigeria in the first place. And since then, we know about the elephant company. We know about the goat exorbitant. We heard from How Do Ogbe. That's on my page for guys that want to hear that interview on my page. How Do Ogbe said,
Niger company as well.
yes. How Do Ogbe said, they've been forced to devalue the naira for 32 years. 32 years. We've been forced.
Forced
to
by
reduce,
who?
Forced by the colonial masters. So America and the UK, they came together, they brought professionals, PhD holders, mathematicians, they brought them from Harvard to Nigeria to advise Nigerians to devalue their currency. Nigerians' naira was very, very close, very, very close to the pounds. Nigerians' naira was more than the dollars. It was more than the dollars because we got a lot of natural resources that no other continent outside of Africa has. Africa has the largest resources, natural resources. And this is where they came to prey on. This is what they're trying to milk from us. What natural resources do they have in Europe? How many population of people do they have in Europe? You know, so this is where it comes from. Now, the people that they hand over Nigerian to, more of the big share of the cake was the Northerners. Because don't forget, if you want to claim, if you want to claim power and wealth, you need population. Am I right? So they know the North has huge population, which is very, very good for labor, which will generate income. So there was more power tussle. There was more of higher percentage of right that was accorded to the North, more than the South or the East. So there was, you can check, all the defense of Nigeria is in the North. The defense of the whole country is in the North. It's in Jaji Cantonment. That's where the defense of Nigeria is in the North. Nigerian Defense Academy.
At present or back then?
At present. I'm just saying the favorism that the North had more than the South or the East. So giving them that power, giving us democracy, giving us religion, giving us education, they were all part of the process to keep us at bay so that we can't move out of the program and the system that we've been forced to accept. That is where the problem comes from. Now, we got the politicians that are very greedy. These politicians are wicked and callous. Now, they steal this money and put it in the United Kingdom. They put it in Switzerland. They put it in America. That's why President Putin, when he was addressing Nigeria, he said Nigeria is a graveyard. That's bad. He referred to our country as a graveyard because our rich men put money outside. When they die, they get buried in their country. Look at when Buhari came and visited the Queen and David Cameron. You can see how they humiliated us. It was like, here he goes. That's the president of the most corrupt country in the world. You know, there was no apology tendered for that. So it gets in between the power struggle, selfish interest to generate wealth. There's no shared wealth in Nigeria at the moment. So that is why the youth, they are tired. I don't blame them.
So, I mean, neither do I. We're now in a space where, you know, after the incident that happened on the 20th of October, where guys dressed in camo, which we know to be army uniform in Nigeria, attacked the people at Lekki Tollgate and shot. Over 7 people I know were dead. I think there are about 20 people they said were dead. I can't confirm anyone. Obviously, several others were injured. We're now in a place where the president has addressed the nation and has basically threatened the youth. And there is now fear instilled. The fighting spirit is still there, but it feels like it's been subdued. Where then do we go from here? Because we know that Nigeria, the spirit has been subdued. They're in a state where they're not really sure what's next. That's in Nigeria. In the UK, where do we go from there? As we're protesting, as we're continuing, who are we directing that fight to? Who are we speaking to? Because it seems like the president isn't here to listen. He doesn't want to know. He's not interested. So who are we directing our pleas and our petitions to? Because the protest doesn't stop. There was one today. I know there's one. There's a couple tomorrow. There's some on Sunday as well. Who are we directing these petitions to?
Okay, I'm just gonna make this very, very clear to all Nigerians and all the protesters that are coming out. Please, please, and please, if you want our voices to be heard collectively, please, please, never go to the Nigerian High Commission. Never go there. I've been there for a lot of time, like I told you. They will not listen to me. Where we need to go is the Parliament House, BBC.
Down in Street.
Those are the places. You hear me? Those are the places that we need to go. Because it will put pressure. Because if you like it, if they believe it or not, if they like me, what I say or not, the UK still has 90% control over Nigeria. I can say that with all my mind, boldly. I'm not afraid. If we pressurize them, they will speak to their puppet in Nigeria. But because there's not a lot of pressure coming from the UK, that's why you see all my activism, all my passion. Because I know by the time they start feeling the pressure in the UK, trust me, Nigeria will be fine. That's why we don't need to relent our effort now more than ever. We need to show people back home that we are with them. We need to show people back home that we are together in this. A lot of people on my Instagram have DM'd me, called me, spoken to me. A lot of people, they're broken at the moment. After the speech, they're sad.
Yeah.
But I told them, listen, this is not going to be a 1 week journey. This is not going to be a 2-day journey.
Yeah.
But consistency and unity is what we need. We all need to speak with one voice. We all need to be in accordance. When they say, oh, Burna Boy spoke something, it's the same thing with Wizkid say something. It's the same thing because those are the people that are getting world attention right now. Those are the people that are making it amplified. Definitely. So right now, what we need to do is to unite. First things first, UK, Nigerians, all Nigerians in the UK. We need to unite now more than ever. Leave everything aside. This is not the time to think like, no, I'm not chatting to that guy. It's not my guy. I'm not talking to them. I'm not going. This is not the time. This is not the time. We need to now form a cohesion. We need to now be stronger together. Because by the time we are stronger together, a broomstick that is tied together can't be broken. A single stick of broom can be broken easily. You get me? We need to leave all those things aside. Wizkid is in London. Burna Boy is in London. A lot of people are in London here as well. I'm in London. We can march straight to BBC. In front of BBC, stay there for 5-6 hours. Stay there for a day, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Tell me if the UK is not going to say. They will listen.
So who are the organizers? Because till this very day, I don't know if you know, but I don't know who are one of the organizers of the UK protests, because there have been many faces and prominent voices that have been lent to the protest, like you mentioned. Wizkid has been there, Burna Boy has been there, you know. I've seen Smaid, I've seen Aminat Sule, I've seen Dokas, Shola Fapsin. I've seen a few prominent faces, but everyone else, I've seen Mike Aramu there as well, but it's a faceless organization. Who is the person or who are the people behind this? Because surely those are the people that we need to speak, because they decide where the protests are going to be. They decide what area the march is leading to. Who are the people? And I know that several people across Europe as well have popped up with their protests. Several individuals have set up protests and prayer walks and marches. But I mean, you're saying we need to go to the BBC, Downing Street, Parliament Street. Who are the people that we need to direct these petitions to move the protest over there to? Do you know who they are?
I can categorically say that I don't know everyone that's organizing the protest. The first protest I went, I didn't know the organizer. I don't need to know. I just know that it's a call for Nigeria. Bam, I'm gonna be there. But I saw Shopme, Shopsy, I saw Smaid, and Amina Susule as well, like you mentioned, she was there. So I think we've got a team of people working with Endsars UK. They've got an Instagram handle. They're posting flyers and everything, but I don't know who handles it. I don't know who's in charge. But at the moment, it's spiral out of who is organizing it. Everyone is
It's
organizing
everyone
it.
involved.
People are not happy.
Yeah.
Everyone is organizing.
What would
I've
you
got like five flyers
yeah.
for protest. I don't even know who organizes. You get me? So we don't actually have a face to say these are the organizers. But I know if you contact Shokpe, Michael T, Aminata Sule, or Smith, you will find the organizer. Trust me.
I mean, it's just for them to get the message and say these are the places that we need to go to. But what would
Yeah,
you say? Because I think one of the most heartbreaking things that personally I have seen during this is that there have been Nigerians, and to be fair, not just Nigerians, just like our black brothers and sisters, specifically
I've seen
Africans.
people from Ghana join us. My
All
friends from
through,
Ghana
yeah,
join
but
us.
there's also
Friends
been
from Sierra
people.
Leone join us.
There's also been people who have been quiet through this entire process. And I know that not everyone processes out loud. I know that not everyone processes on social media. But what would you say to those who are maybe in other parts of, the UK, who can't get to the protests in London, who maybe in their cities there are no protests? What other ways can they protest? Because Feminist Co has stopped taking donations now, but the protest continues in other parts of the world. What can the rest of the world do? People who aren't in Nigeria right now, because the fight has stopped over there and we're sort of picking up the fight. What can the rest of the UK do to amplify this movement and make sure that we don't lose momentum and it doesn't die out?
Yeah, thank you. One thing I just want to make very clear is that I'm not here to judge anyone that can't make it, because I know we are all individual with differences. And I don't know what people are going through. They don't know what I'm going through. So what I can advise them to do is, we should be able, to send messages to ourselves. Ask people. A lot of people have been sending me DM. I reply to them because I know now that they need information. If you're at home, you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, check the hashtag. If you're in London, you can check hashtag London protest, hashtag Endsars London. You can check from the hashtag. You can repost it. You can send it to your friends. Even if you can't go, you can create a WhatsApp group. I know people that created WhatsApp group. People are not happy, so they've created a WhatsApp group. So people that can't even come, I understand some people are still struggling with a visa or permanent resident in the UK. I'm not going to force anyone that haven't got their legitimate right to stay here to come out for protest. I wouldn't do that. But what they can still do is word of mouth. You can pass the word. We have white friends. We have other friends from East Europe, from West, from everywhere that live in London. We have different communities of people that live in London. Those people, most of them are our close friends. Most of them have helped us. Most of them, we've helped them. Speak to them. Tell them your experience. Let them feel what you're going through. So that by the time we have a bigger protest, a bigger march that can turn London or shut London down, now they can't say it's Nigerians. Now they won't say it's Indians. Now they won't say it's British. They will just say it's peaceful protesters. But because people don't know what we've been through, a lot of our white folks, a lot of our other brothers from other continents, they don't know what we've been through. So they be like, oh, me, Nigerian protest, yeah, you can deal with it. It's none of my business, not my thing. But by the time we share our experience with them, they are humans.
Yeah.
Not every black person is bad. Not every white person is bad. So they will support us as well to come out. Then again, we check the top trending hashtags every morning in the UK, because the statistics is different. Twitter in Nigeria, Twitter in the UK, Google in Nigeria, Google. But if we check the UK, it gives you the top trending hashtags. We should check it, read it. If you can be in your house, maybe you're sick, maybe you're isolating, maybe you got your other things you're doing beside. Just help us spread the information. We can do this. We can do this by ourselves. This is teamwork. Together, everybody can achieve more. So by the time they're living like, oh, Oba is the shouting guy, I'm just privileged to be alive to shout and do what I can do. This is a fivefold ministry. We all can work together. He doesn't have to come and shout. Oh, maybe Oba's talent is shouting or screaming. Maybe your talent is networking or social media. Maybe your work is making design. This is the best time now.
Yeah.
Because Nigeria is kind of pregnant for new Nigeria, and we are the top to do the Caesarean section for Nigeria. Trust me, it's the new
Speaking
Nigeria.
truth to power right now. You're speaking truth
Trust
to
me,
power.
I know that. We are the power. The youth is always the power of every country.
Yeah.
Anywhere, the youth are always the power. But I think Nigerian youth, they've been quiet for so long.
Yeah.
They've been quiet for so long. In the UK, a child born from the day one, that a child born gets benefits.
Yeah.
The parent get benefits on that child till the child gets to 18. Once you're 18 years old, you have your own account in the UK. You get universal credit that support you. They pay for your university. Even most of them graduate, they don't work. Yeah. We are the laborers.
It's a overhaul of the system. It's taken years for a system that works. And to be fair, they better do, because they've had the opportunity to take from every other nation to build their country. So I mean, it works. But we've got about 4 minutes left. Just in terms of like final words, where do we go from here? What's next for you? You know, I know that obviously the road doesn't end here. Not when it comes to music, and certainly not when it comes to the protests. So what's next for you, and where can we sort of like see you and connect with you? Over the next couple of weeks?
I'm on Instagram, Obagram. On Instagram, on Twitter, it's Oba_of London. On Twitter, on Snap, it's Oba_of London. But to be honest, Twitter and Snap, I don't have time for it, because now I feel beauty cold, and I'm burning. I'm boiling. I'm boiling to do something.
Where can we find your music?
Pardon?
Where can we find your music?
Yeah, my music is on YouTube. Feel my music on SoundCloud, iTunes, Boomplay. So they can find my music out there. But with the struggle that's going on right now, I've been working on some songs as well that I can use to inspire a lot of youth. Because words, they're spiritual. Telling, they're powerful. By the time you send the word to people, it sinks into their subconscious mind. Yeah. So that is why we need to start praising more of African. Like the one that they are like, African baby, I'm so black and I'm proud. I'm proud. African baby, I'm so black and I'm proud. I'm so black, don't you know? I'm so black and I'm proud. I'm Yoruba, don't you know? I'm Yoruba, and I'm proud. That is gonna motivate people to be like, like, I can connect with these. This is who I am. We are lost, trust me. Africa is lost. We've lost our power. We're like a lion without a claw. We're a toothless lion. But now it's time to unite and strong together, because we're in this together. If we're in the UK and we think Nigeria is not my problem, that is where we're gonna go at the end of the day. We need to make that country great. Yeah. So we need to come together with people in Nigeria. I don't know who's got the contact, but I'm reaching out to everyone. They can contact Amina Butule. They can contact you. They can contact Michael Tooth. They can contact Smith. We know London is not that far. We know each other. We know where we can meet each other. Yeah. So when they connect with us, we got smart lawyers. Nigeria got one of the best professionals in America. We got one of the best professionals in the UK. Nigerians did the computer. They hide this issue, but we found it out. We are powerful, but because of the division within us, we've not been able to come together collectively to do anything successful as Nigerian youth. And I think this is the time. This is the internet generation. This is the Indomie generation. This is the Sorokaki generation. And our voice must be heard.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, you've had a lot of inspiring words to say to us. But thank you so much for joining us in Sounds of Africa. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that we're going to be chatting. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, that's all the time we have now. Just one last, does anyone have any questions that they want to ask just before we go? We literally have 1 minute left, but if you have any pressing questions, we'll take one question. And if no one has any question, then we will call it a day here.
Or if they have any question, they can
oh, you can DM at @Abba_Brown. People are saying they enjoy this and they love you. They're sending loads of love to you.
Thank you. I love you guys.
They said, when are you dropping your next single? He says he's going to be dropping some new songs on YouTube, so make sure that you check him out on YouTube as well. And of course, keep in touch with soundsofafrica.org and also on our Instagram. Whenever there's new music, we'll definitely be bringing that to you. So
Thank you.
if you're not following this page, make sure that you do as well. And you can check out our website. Abraham, thank you very, very much for joining us, and we shall see you later. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming up. Respect. Justice for Nigeria.
Amen. Good night, guys.